The woman had just divorced her husband a second ago. The next moment she eagerly called her best friend over. Then the best friend walked into the civil affairs office with the man. Not long after, the two came out holding their marriage certificate. Instead of feeling sad, the woman was grinning from ear to ear. She didn't realize yet this decision would be the one she regrets for the rest of her life. 3 days earlier, she had arranged a dinner for her husband and her wealthy best friend. At the table, she kept criticizing her husband for being useless, for not making big money, for not giving her a lavish life like her best friends. Even though the man didn't earn much, he always tried his best to meet her material needs. But it was true, he couldn't give her the life she wanted. So even when he was scolded in front of others, he chose to silently endure it. But the best friend couldn't take it anymore. She thought the man was honest and reliable, someone she could entrust her life to, and she happened to have an important request. If the man agreed to help, she would pay him $2 million as a reward after it was done. Hearing this, the woman instantly perked up and quickly asked what kind of help she needed. Turns out, after the best friend's grandfather passed away, he left behind $100 billion in inheritance, but she could only inherit it fully after getting married. If she didn't get married, she could only receive monthly living expenses. After hearing this, the woman thought she wanted help finding a candidate, but the best friend shook her head and said no. Then she directly said the man in front of her would be perfect. At first, the woman strongly disagreed, but when she heard all she had to do was divorce her husband, and they could remarry once the inheritance was secured, plus they'd get $2 million, she immediately agreed to what seemed like an absurd plan. But the man thought the whole thing was ridiculous. When he refused, the best friend offered to increase the payment, but she didn't expect. The man said since she was his wife's best friend, he didn't need any payment to help her out. This made the wife explode with anger. She dragged him to a corner and gave him a furious scolding. Soon after, the best friend took out a prepared marriage agreement. The woman signed it without hesitation. The next day, the couple officially got divorced. Then the man and the best friend quickly registered their marriage. The woman couldn't wait to ask for the money, but the best friend said the money would only be given after the inheritance was secured. The woman wasn't very happy, but the best friend explained the inheritance needed to go through notarization and supervision. It wasn't something that could be done just by getting married. They had to live together long term and go through various evaluations. After hearing this, the woman thought it made sense, but the man was still hesitant. He felt this would be unfair to his ex-wife. Yet the woman pushed her husband into her best friend's arms for the money, because she believed it was all just an act, and no one would actually catch feelings. But what she didn't expect was that the best friend had long been in love with the man. This way she could inherit the family fortune and rightfully make the man hers. The woman foolishly waved goodbye, watching her ex-husband and best friend move in together. Soon after, the man uneasily arrived at the rich woman's house. He thought he was just doing his wife's best friend a simple favor, but he had no idea he was already caught in her gentle trap.